Hey everybody, welcome back to another round of the Codex Station's Comic Character of the Week. Tonight we're going over Nightwing, Dick Grayson himself, the first Robin. I am Sal the Slab Guy, and when I'm not here on Codex, you can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner. And I'm joined tonight by our usual suspects. Number one, Dan the Man, Mr. Art Kelly.
Yeah, you find me on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. I got a pin post at the top for a pin post at the top for hitting 600 followers. So go leave a comment on that. And on Wednesday, the 24th, I will pick a winner to get a free commission. So go check it out. And extreme thank you to everybody that has supported the page and continues to help it grow. And I got this guy beside me that also has some stuff happening.
What's going on, everybody? I created a group over on Facebook and Instagram called Comic Character of the Day, where we post all sorts of nerdy goodies, and we'd love to have you come and check it out, see what you think, and potentially join our lovely family. Love to see you. Look forward to your company. And with that, Jamie, talk to us, man.
Hi. No.
That was great, man. Oh.
Beautiful. Let's just end the show right here. It's just beautiful.
Good night.
Right. You guys know what I'm about to say, though. Go check out the codexstation.com, your one-stop shop for everything. Code X, get some merch, meet the team, let us know what you like, don't like. And at the bottom, all of our socials are linked down below, so there's no excuse for you to miss out on any of the content we are putting out for you, because it is a lot. And if you did notice that the QR code right there says Patreon, we do have a Patreon. All you got to do is take your smartphone, scan that QR code, takes you right there for a cheap cup of coffee. You can be part of the Code X family. So go check it out. Every little bit helps a little podcast that could.
Yep. Definitely. All right. So let's get right into this. Dan, why don't you give us the origin on, Nightwing?
All right. So he first appeared, Dick Grayson, the character first appeared in Detective Comics 38 in April 1940, created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane. But then he changed over to Nightwing and first appeared as Nightwing in Tales of the Teen Titans, Tales of the Teen Titans, July 1984. I guess you want to say recreated by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. So Dick Grayson was a character that was introduced to try and get more youth readership for Batman. His parents were part of the Flying Graysons, which was a trapeze act in the circus, and they were killed by mafia boss Tony Zucco, who was trying to extort money from the circus they worked for. Batman, as Bruce Wayne, was in attendance, and he took him in and trained him and made him his sidekick Robin and adopted him as his ward. He later on went on to form the Teen Titans, become their leader. He ended up retiring from the identity of Robin and took on the identity of Nightwing to go out and be his own person outside of the shadow of Batman. As far as powers, like Batman, he doesn't have any superpowers. He's an expert acrobat, hand-to-hand fighter, detective, all pretty much the same stuff along the lines of all of the Bat family. Though I would say, as far as the acrobatic side, he's probably higher up on the skill level than any of the other ones.
Yeah, that is good. Good stuff. Good stuff there. All right. So before we jump in, let's take a minute to say a word about our sponsor, which is tonight is Dubby Energy. We want to go to Dubby Energy GG and check them out. Jamie, why don't you go ahead and give us more info on that?
Yes, go check out Dubby Energy at WGG. Like Sales said, they have a bunch of new flavors out. Calio cream, which I'm drinking right now. It's amazing so far. Guys, if you guys use the keyword code X, that's CODEX or -X at checkout, you guys will save yourself 10% on any order you make. So definitely go there. Definitely try it. There's no jitters, no crash, no bad aftertaste like Red Bull or Monster or anything like that other energy drink you can find in convenience stores. This is probably the best one I've ever had.
Awesome. I can attest to that too. I've had it and I love this stuff. And I hated energy drinks in the past, but I love this stuff. It's good stuff. All right. Awesome. So you guys know the drill with this. We're going to talk about what works with a character, what doesn't work with a character, what we like, what stories we like, a couple badass moments, and a couple covers that we also like. But let's kick it off with what works best for this character. And Jamie, why don't you start us off? Start the ball on this one.
Yes. So for me, what works best for Dick Grayson and as Nightwing is when he's in Bloodhaven. I think that is his best fit. I think when he's solo, is when he does his best work. He has no one in his ear. He has nobody telling him what to do. Sometimes Oracle, but that's hit or miss at times. But I think the phrase "living life without a net" sums it up right there. No fear, no admiration, no Batman over his shoulder in Bloodhaven. That is the best version.
Yep,
Nice.
yep. I gotta agree with that. I will go next, and then I'll kick it over to Dan. But what I like works best with him is he's got that hardcore fighting edge, but not as dark as Batman. And I like that. And I like it when they showcase his acrobat abilities, where he's bouncing off the wall, doing the flip, doing this, and taking out bad guys left and right, and making it seem like it's effortless. Like, like it's just another day, another walk in the park for him, type of thing. How about you, Dan? What do you think? What do you got works best for you?
Yeah, I agree to an extent with all those, but I actually like it when he works not necessarily with the Bat family as a whole, but with the team, especially with Teen Titans, because he was, maybe not the first sidekick, but was an original sidekick. And the way that he's grown up from being just a sidekick to being a leader and a mentor in his own right, and especially being a mentor to younger characters like some of the other Robins that came after him, and especially when they had like the Teen Titans Academy and they were teaching all of these younger heroes. He's someone that they can look to for that, and the fact that he's also like one of, if not the most trusted character in the DC universe, even more so than like someone like Superman is. They've kind of established that he's the character that everybody looks at like, all right, we could trust, his trust is unimpeachable. So I think that, that's pretty cool because all of these characters have seen him grow up and seen him, mature into the man that he is. And so I always think that that's something pretty cool. Almost, like the way that some of the characters look at Spider-Man in the Marvel universe. He has that kind of like that trustworthiness, but also that like fun-loving, freewheeling kind of like, hey, this is an adventure too.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah, Kevin, what you got?
I'm gonna kind of go off of what you said there, Dan. I think that I like it when they portray him as everybody's big brother. He is the character that everybody is like, I think it could be argued that Nightwing could very well be the focal point of the DC universe because everybody's like, Nightwing said that? Oh, well, shit. Well, I guess if anybody would have the connections to everybody, it would be Nightwing. Even Superman is like, you gotta respect Dick. Yeah, I know, sorry. But he's just, I think, the greatest when they portray him as like front and center. Like even Batman recently was like, no, it's not me, it's you. To Nightwing, with like the respectability. Like I think you've surpassed me in respect and ability. You're the one. You're the future is basically what I think how they portray him that I love the most. That character.
Characters fear Batman, but they respect Nightwing.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. Well, this brings us to some badass moments. We all got some badass moments for this character. Dan, why don't you go ahead and kick us off for badass moments then?
Okay. I've got from Nightwing, Volume 2, issue 37. It was his first ongoing series. It was during the No Man's Land story that was going on in Batman, where there's like, Gotham City's in ruins. It's cut off from everything. It's a no man's land for the people that are left there. And Blackgate Prison, Batman tells Nightwing, like, go in there, keep the prisoners from breaking out. So it's not only keeping them from breaking out, but then other characters are essentially like trying to kill them to keep resources for other people. So he has to keep them from breaking out and keep them alive, and manages to do all that and capture the guys that are trying to kill them. I mean, it all in the span of one issue too. Like, it was, I mean, that's something that could have been a whole storyline itself, and he takes care of it one issue, and it was awesome. Nice. Another one is, I don't remember what issue it was from, but it goes to that kind of respect level. It's when Superman is talking to Nightwing, and he said something, it's a Superman from an alternate dimension, and he says like, "Oh, I got the Nightwing bump," and Nightwing's like, "What's that?" And he tells him that Nightwing vouching for him, that Nightwing vouching for anyone is worth its weight in gold, because no matter what universe it is, it's Nightwing's opinion that really makes it. So if Nightwing tells anybody like, "Hey, this guy, this girl, they're good, you could trust them," then they're like, "Oh, that's all I need." Nightwing vouches for him. So I mean,
Nightwing seal of approval.
Yeah, exactly. How many characters in any comic universe is that something that you could go with? And then the final one I've got is from Grayson issue 5. Had this baby that they were trying to protect. It was him and Huntress and Midnighter, and Midnighter wants to kill the baby and take this heart that he has, this like like techno thing, and the plane crashes in the desert. They're like in the middle of nowhere. Huntress is hurt, and Midnighter keeps telling him like, "I'm a better fighter, I've got this tactical brain, do this." And Nightwing's like, "No, we're gonna walk out, or we're gonna save him." Huntress is hurt; they have to leave her behind. And Nightwing and Midnighter are walking out of the desert, and like days go by. They have barely any food, barely enough water. And even though Midnighter is enhanced to be this like amazing fighter, he ends up not lasting as long as Nightwing. And Nightwing just keeps trekking on through the desert, and lasted 10 days and before he finally collapsed and someone found him, just so that he could save this baby. And Midnighter said something to him at one point, like, "How are you keep going?" He's like, "I got to save her." And like, I mean, that's just so badass that he like will push himself literally beyond the limits of even, enhanced superhuman, because he has a life that he has to save. So what about you, Jamie? What do you got?
That's beautiful.
All right. So at my number, is going 1, 2, 3. So in Battle for the Cowl, when he fights Jason Todd and tries to kill him, because Jason Todd just loses it as his persona as Batman and nothing but guns a-blazing. That was just up there on my baddest moments. I remember that panel like it was yesterday. The second one I got comes from Forever Evil, and that's when Nightwing was captured, beaten, basically left for nothing, and he silently whispers out for Bruce to come save him, and Lex Luthor overhears it. To me, that's a badass moment, because you've never seen that in any iteration of Nightwing or Batman or anything, of him taking this onslaught of just getting beat, and then finally being like, "Bruce, just save me."
Wow.
Yeah.
It shows his respect for the one person he knows is going to come.
Nice.
And then lastly, getting shot in the head by KGBs and surviving.
Yeah.
Like, even though we got the Rick Grayson storyline out of that, I still think that's one of the most badass moments. How many people can sit there and say they got shot in the head and still carried on?
But it didn't work out great for KGBs either.
No,
it didn't. All right, Kevin, what do you got for?
Kev.
All right, let's see. What I have is number 3 is from Joker's Last Laugh. Nightwing straight up just kills the Joker. Like, everyone's wanted to do it. Nightwing is the one. I don't actually remember which issue this was, but number 2, Nightwing announces his return by smearing his symbol on a villain's chest in blood. When that is not
That's
Nightwing
badass.
but that's like, holy shit. And number one, is from Nightwing Volume 2, number 149. Nightwing takes out all of Batman's robes at the same time. I mean, that is
Nice. That's wicked.
Amazing.
That's wicked.
Amazing. Serious.
All right, so I've got 3 for me, and actually one of them was being shot in the head by the KGB beast and coming back from that. So we won't need to go more into that. I like the fact, or it's not really a badass moment in one specific issue, but he beats Deathstroke. He actually fights Deathstroke and wins, and that in itself is just an amazing feat because being Deathstroke of who he is. Yeah. So getting Deathstroke's number is always a badass moment for me.
Yep.
One of the things I don't know what the issue is, but he is so stealthy that he actually pulls a Batman on Batman, where where he disappears behind him, and Batman's just sitting there talking like he's still back there, and then he kind of looks behind him and sees that he's gone, and he just turns back and then he smiles, and he's like, it goes, I just got Batman, so that was pretty cool. But he also, being stealthy, he was also able to steal a lasso from Wonder Woman. And he was also able to evade all the new JLA and take them out in a battle as well. And that in itself was badass.
That's so hardcore.
Yeah, it is. And I've got one interesting fact. It's like a badass thing for me, but it's not a moment. But it's the fact is, the Green Lantern ring had him actually selected next to Guy Gardner as next for the replacing Abin Sur.
Oh, wow.
So I did not know that when I was researching my Nightwing stuff. And I'm like, well, that's going to my badass moments right there. Boom.
I mean,
I didn't know that either.
It seems that anybody who had have the kind of willpower to last 10 days out in the desert would qualify for a Green Lantern ring.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true. All right, but now let's move on to critiques and criticisms of why this character sucks. Not that he does, but there's some stuff we just don't like. And Jamie, why don't you start off with what you got?
Yeah, so my biggest critique is anytime Batman's over his shoulder, it's like the perception of what Nightwing and Dick Grayson is changes. Are you sure you want to do that, Dick? You sure you want to go that route? Or it's always second guessing himself when we've already established that he's good no matter what. And Batman being that anchor really isn't tied in a good knot to it. To me, it lessens the character every time.
Yeah.
He's a born leader. He's established this already. And every time Batman's around, it's like he just is down one more peg. Like it shouldn't be that way. And there's been iterations where Batman said, like, you're the best version of what I want the next Batman to be, but he still doesn't give him the credit for being that. He might say it, but it doesn't feel like it's meant.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree.
All right.
What about you, Kev?
Yeah, Kevin, what you got?
I kind of have one similar to you there, Jamie, but instead of it being Batman, it's when they delve into Nightwing's love life. It's always like he's a lot more wishy-washy, and it becomes a lot more of like a high school musical drama type of thing in his head. I mean, it does. He's like a very okay, this is what I need to do. This is
Sorry, I had to do it. Go ahead.
He's a very confident character, but when he starts to get into like his love life, he's always like his thought bubbles are a lot more like, oh, I don't know, does she like me? It's like, come on, let's. He should be a lot more confident and like, yeah, it is what it is. What'll be what it'll be. Let's move on. Mm-hmm. So I find that it's a lot more drama than necessary when it comes to his love life when they portray it, when they get into all of that. So,
all right, Dan, what do you have?
I kind of got the love life thing too, but a little different. That he's kind of a little skeevy at times. Like he's been with Batwoman or with Batgirl, Starfire, Huntress, his landlady at one point.
Yep.
And I can't even remember all of them.
That cop from his precinct.
Cop, yeah. He hit
on
Talia. He hit on Talia once.
You had a one night stand with Catwoman.
Catwoman, that's who it was. It was Catwoman. Yeah, that's right. And I know I'm not even remembering. Wasn't there something with Zatanna?
Harley Quinn in the animated movie?
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was a little more on Harley Quinn, but yeah. But yeah, not
Harley Quinn was a little bit more on him.
Yeah. But not just that, like, okay, whatever. So he's a himbo, and he just goes from one relationship to the other. He was engaged to marry Starfire at one point. Like, technically, I think he's still married to Batgirl. Like, I don't think they ever really did anything with that after they got married in what was it? One of the Metal series.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Batman officiating it? Is that actually official?
I mean,
that was Metal. So
no,
they retconned it.
But,
I was gonna say.
But where they did the thing where they kind of did a retcon when they showed that he, like, the night before or 2 days before he was supposed to marry Starfire, that he like cheated on her and had the one night stand again with Batgirl, and it's just for a character that's got the integrity that he has and is as trusted as he is. This seems like something that wouldn't be going on. And me personally, I've always thought, the Starfire relationship is great, but I've always thought, like, it's him and Barbara Gordon, like that's the relationship, and they just, like, they tease it at times, and they'll be a little bit together, but not, and so that's what it is for me. Yeah, that he just needs to pick one.
That's a very valid point, Dan. Good point.
Deal with it.
All right, Sale.
So I will just briefly touch what Dan said. I believe that it should be him and Batgirl. He gets around way too much, and when they deviate from, his crime fighting ability, I think that's where it really starts to detract. And the other thing I had was when he's being anything else but a member of the Bat family. So if he was that secret agent, or something else, or what have you, he doesn't work as well. He's part of the Bat family, and Nightwing is his character. Anything else is a waste, in my opinion.
What about the Titans?
No, but he's Nightwing there, so that's fine.
Oh, I see.
I'm seeing. If he ventures out of the Bat family to be something else, he's part of the Bat family.
Okay.
So, don't get me wrong. I think him with the Titans is very good, and that's him bringing the Bat family to the Titans. That's how I see that. All right, so next we got top covers.
Woo.
So we all have good covers that we all love and talk about. And so, Kevin, why don't you kick us off with your top 3 covers?
All right, let's see what I got here. We got Ingots.
Nice.
Let's see. Let's pop them up here.
Nightwing.
All right.
Yep.
Nightwing number 7. I love that cover because it just shows how agile he is. It brings out a very kinetic feel to the character, and it just shows like who he is. I thought that was wonderful. Oh shoot, I didn't have I should have.
Nightwing 44.
Thank you, Nightwing 44. It shows Nightwing running on the rooftops in the rain, and it's very stark picture. But it's one of those things where if anybody has enough agility to be able to pull something like that off, it's Nightwing. And then we got Nightwing number 73. That one just is shows the Joker's influence on Nightwing, and it's so disturbing and ominous that you need to read this to find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, those are awesome covers.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's go ahead and kick it off with Dan. Send it to Dan. What's your covers, Dan?
I've got Nightwing issue 87, kind of like the one Nightwing book that Kevin picked.
Yeah.
I like it because it shows the acrobatic skills that he has, where he's kind of bounding through. You know, I also like how it shows he's got kind of a little smirk, like, hey, he's happy. This is an adventure for him. The colors really pop. It's a really recent cover too, so this is one you can definitely find, probably still sitting on the, on the recently released shelves.
Yep.
In the middle one, it got Birds of Prey number 8. It's when Barbara Gordon was still paralyzed as Oracle, and and Nightwing takes her up through the trapeze, and you could just see both of them, are smiling, they're having fun, they're in their natural element, and it's not really, the story's not romantic between them, and the cover isn't really either, but you can, still kind of see that energy between them, and like I said, that's who I always thought he would be best with. And then the one on the end is Nightwing issue 78, another one that's also very recent. I just like how the background is just the blue and the white, and then you see him diving down. So again, it's like it really pops. But you see him just like, it's like he leaped off a building, and you can imagine him just diving straight down fearlessly into some kind of fight, or just diving into some kind of adventure. Like I said, it's not a full-on smile, but like a little kind of smirk on his face, like this is something that he really enjoys, this is his element. So I think that was other than being like a cover that pops, it's also very representative of who the character is.
Cool.
Before he realizes that he doesn't actually have a grappling hook. That's what happened.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Jamie, what's your top 3 covers?
All right. So for my first one, I've got Batman and Robin Eternal number 20.
Ooh.
And this is while he was Grayson, that series. And it just, if you have ever read the story, it's a good one. But the whole Bat family is beaten, bloodied, and left behind them. I just think that's an amazing cover because he's the only one left standing.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
For my second one, I've got Nightwing 82, and this is from the current run that's going on right now. I just think this is an amazing cover alone. It's him hanging onto the side of a train, just catching a ride through Bloodhaven. It just all smiles, pure 100% Nightwing.
Yes.
And then my last cover is from issue 54. This is the variant cover and the connecting cover for Red Hood and the Outlaws as well, with the Jason Todd cover. But I love this cover so much. It's just all the negative space used, and it's just beautiful to me. So those are my 3.
That one is a gorgeous cover.
Yeah, I like how the birds are used as the negative space.
Yeah.
Or the bats.
Yeah, and the connection.
Yes, bats. Sorry. That should be bats.
All right, Sal.
All right, show me my 3 shows.
You are up.
Thank you. Well, like Dan, I got, I got, what number is that one again, Dan?
87.
87, that's right. So, and again, showcasing the acrobatic abilities as he's jumping through the city. That's just amazing to me. Next up is Nightwing 54. I like this one for the I don't know, the simplicity of it. He's in the in the snow. The background is all white, and he's got the batarang, ready to go, ready to fly, and you can see the steam coming out of his breath in the snowstorm. It just looks badass to me. And then the last one I have is of course Nightwing number 1 from New 52. And the reason I picked this is for the red. I love the red in this one. The red just really pops out for me. And I wish they kept it as red, but they went with the blue. But I'm just as happy with that. So this is a badass cover for me.
But let me ask you guys a question here. With that, what do you prefer? Obviously, Sal, you prefer the red and the black. How about you and you, Dan, Jamie? What do you guys think? Red or blue?
I mean, I'm a sucker for blue, but I did like the red.
Okay.
I like both, but I would have to go with the blue. I like the black and the blue. It ties him a little bit to Batman, but it's also
because what was it? Deathwing is now the one that wears the red.
But having the blue instead of the red kind of further takes him away from Robin, because Robin, like the red color was the kind of the predominant one in the suit. So
That's
having
true.
the blue, having it be red is like a little too close to that.
Okay.
What about you?
Good points.
I think that the red adds a little bit more hostility to the character. I think blue is more natural, neutral, and it kind of lightens him up as like a character. So I gotta go with the blue.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. So we've all seen these top covers, but do you know where we can get some top covers that we can buy online? Anybody?
Is it discounted?
It's discounted. It's also discounted. You guys got
I think I know.
know too. And some of these are recent. You could probably get them on there.
You can probably get them. You guys got to go to Heroscornercomics.com. Check out their website. You can buy back issues there. You can buy slabs. You can buy store exclusive books. They even have a codex bundle, which is 3 Heroes Corner Comics exclusive books for $30. And anytime you shop online with them, if you use the word codex, that's CODEX, you'll save 20% on that order. And they are great people. They package well, they ship fast, and they're great to communicate with. I buy a lot of my pulls from them, and I've never been disappointed. So you guys got to check them out.
Love you, Louis.
Definitely do that. You'll see Sal in every comment section saying, "I'll take the bundle."
I'll take the bundle.
And the 1 in 10 graded.
and only three copies of the Venom book, please.
No.
Just for today.
Just for today.
Another 300 is payday.
All right, guys. So let's move it on here to essential reading. So these are the books that we like, or the stories that we think that people should read if they've never read the character, or maybe they have read the character but not sure where to start. These are the readings that we recommend. So, Kevin, you want to kick us off with your top 3?
Yeah. And before we jump into that real fast, I'm going to let everybody on the team know right now, and those sitting at home, when you look at the recommended readings, it's just the name of the story arc. They are going to have to give you the issues that are combined within them, because you guys sent me paragraphs and I can't fit that all in a graphic. And that was all of you this week. So I'm just letting you know.
We're being thorough. We're being thorough.
Yes, and I can't fit thorough on these pages.
Fair enough.
So, Kevin, here you go.
All right. Sorry to make it more complicated than it needed to be there.
Ooh.
Oh, you're good.
All right. Let's see. I got Batman Prodigal. It's when Nightwing actually first takes on the mantle of Batman, and it was perfect. It was so epic, and it fit the character so well. It was such a great coming home, the potential coming to fruition with that one. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, the entire run was very recent. That was the one where basically it was revealed that the one person that kind of brought everything to victory was Nightwing through his potential, his goodness shined through, his willpower. It was the one thing that won the day through that entire run. It was beautiful. And then Nightwing number 3 of the current run, 103 of the current run, they just gave Nightwing powers, and it's really exciting to see. I don't think that they're going to continue that for very long, but to see who he is and what he can do with superpowers. Spoiler alert, he has the powers of a Kryptonian and access to the Speed Force. So you got to see where this goes.
Jeez. He's going to get there very fast.
All right. Dan, how about you?
So I've got Nightwing Year 1. It was from Nightwing Volume 2, issues 101 to 106. So this, in that series, it takes a look back at when he first left the role of Robin and became Nightwing, and it has some kind of some retcons in it to flesh out the story, but it has, you know, Batman firing him from being Robin, him going out and kind of deciding what he wants to do because he's not ready to give up being a hero. And each issue has him kind of interacting with a different DC character. He's like, there's obviously Batman. He goes in the second issue, talks to Superman, and there's a couple different ones where he tries to get, you know, goes back to the circus. and tries to figure out what his path is going to be, and then shows him becoming Nightwing. After that, I've got the Judas Contract from Teen Titans, Tales of the Teen Titans 42 to 44, and ending in Tales of the Teen Titans Annual 3. This is the story where he becomes Nightwing. He had quit being Robin. He had left the team. They get in this fight with Deathstroke and somebody that Deathstroke had infiltrate the team. He has to come back, take over, become the again the leader that he is, and you see him really coming into his own as his own character. I mean, this is something to read, not even just for Nightwing, just for being if you're interested in comics, is one of the best comic stories ever.
Yes.
And then I really wanted to try and keep it all Nightwing, but I had to throw this one in there, Batman Reborn. It was from Batman and Robin issues 1 through 3, when they thought Bruce was dead and Dick has to become Batman, and the new Robin is Damian, who's Batman's son. So you see the roles of Batman and Robin kind of reversed in it, where Batman's always the grim, serious one, and Robin is the carefree, fun-loving one. Now with Dick being Batman, it's he's still got his personality, even though he tries to tone it down some, being Batman. And then you've got Damian, who is grim and super serious all the time, and it's really good to see that interaction between the two and have the roles are kind of reversed. And then it's also the start of building the relationship that the two of them came to have.
Nice. Hey, I have a question about Nightwing Year One. Is that the one where Superman tells Dick the story of Nightwing? Hero from Krypton, and kind of puts the idea in his head for that identity.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the retcons in it that they had there.
Nice.
But yeah,
I like that. I like that. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jamie, what about you?
All right. So for mine, a little bit different than everybody else, but I got the miniseries, The New Order. I thought that this was a good Elseworld story. This takes place in a futuristic time where Dick Grayson is no longer Nightwing. He has stopped all the metas from being powerful, and he has a daughter with Starfire, who happens to be a meta, and they don't know it at the time, and finally find out, and the organization's after her, and he has to stop them.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an awesome series.
Yes, it is. Second one I got is Grayson. This was written by Seeley and Tom King. And this is after everything that happened with Batman and needed a new identity. He wanted to go find a different route. He joined Spiral and joined up with Huntress. And Midnighter plays a big role in it. But this is more of a spy series than anything else, and it just fits his character so well. And then lastly, probably my favorite series that includes Dick Grayson overall, Batman and Robin Eternal. So with this one, it was a weekly comic, 26 issues, but it started off with Damian basically calling the whole team together saying, hey, Bruce has been missing and we don't know what happened, and they have to go out and find out exactly what's going on. And it's the first time you see the whole Bat family working together, really, like in unison, with Dick Grayson trying to be the leader, but everyone else is trying to be the leader. And he's like, we got to figure this out. We can't have everyone do their own thing here. Let me lead. And he did, and it was just phenomenal.
Cool.
So, Sal, let's check out yours.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to have a couple of repeats here. I won't say much more about the two. Let's just do those two really quick. Judas Contract and Batman Prodigal. Both excellent stories. Can't say much more than what was already said about those. So definitely got to check those out.
Yes.
I chose Nightwing Volume 4, Love and Bullets. this is an adventure in Bloodhaven that he actually teams up with the Huntress and has a relationship with her during this. And I like this one because it didn't. I don't know. For as much as we didn't like the relationships that he had or had, I think this story was well told. So it didn't, it didn't detract from the story. So that's why I like this one.
Fair.
So, all right.
All right.
A lot of good reading on there for people.
Yeah, definitely a lot of good reading.
No.
We chose a lot of the same, so you got to, that speaks to something there. Everybody likes it.
Seriously. Yeah.
Got to check it out. All right,
Definitely.
so moving on from here, we're going to go with best artist and best writer. And Dan, why don't you kick us off with what you got for your favorite?
I'll be honest, it was really hard for me to come up with the best writer.
Really?
It was because because he's had a lot of really good writers that have kind of brought something different to each one. So being that I went back and forth on a few, I ultimately am just going to have to go with Marv Wolfman.
Good choice.
He was the one, he didn't create the character, but him and Perez, made him Nightwing, made him his own separate entity from being under the shadow of Batman. Really showed aspects of his leadership. So I'd have to go with him. And then for best artist, again, there's been a lot of good ones. And even though the one I went with is, he didn't draw the character very much, but I just love the way that Jim Lee draws Nightwing. When he drew him, as part of the Hush storyline in Batman, and then he's done a lot of pinups and covers and other stuff for him. But I really, almost went with Eddie Barrows, but it's hard to go against Jim Lee when he actually has, some actual storytelling for a character that he's done. So,
absolutely.
So I'll go with them. So what about you, Kevin? Who do you get?
For me, my picks were, let's see, I just had it. My bad. Sorry. My writer was Chuck Dixon. The way he portrayed him was just so fun. I love Chuck Dixon's run on the character. And for me, when I think of Dick Grayson, I got to go with Scott McDaniel for the artist. It's a little bit blocky, but it just fit the whole story so well. It was I thought the combination of those two were just so fun. That's my Nightwing.
All right. Well, I'll go with mine. And for writer, I have to go with Tom Taylor right now.
Yeah.
The man is on fire with Nightwing. He's on fire with almost all of his books, but with Nightwing, he's been on there. And surprise, surprise, my artist is the same as you, Kev.
Woo!
It is Scott McDaniel.
Wow.
I think that's a first, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
All right, Sal, who do you got? Are we getting the same as you and Dan?
No, I am the oddball out. I've got two different for each.
Oh, you're the Jamie today.
I'm the Jamie
Yeah.
today. Today, Jamie will be played by me.
You're not allowed to wear the shirt anymore.
Oh, I'm wearing this shirt every day. I'm wearing it every
You
day.
need
I'm going to get a bandana
headband.
too.
Put on a headband.
Yeah, you need a headband.
I'm going to get a bandana tomorrow. I'm going to do that. So for best writer, I've got Chuck Dixon. Because he did Birds of Prey. He's also written Nightwing and Batman as well.
Well, that's not different. You picked the same one as Kevin.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Kevin picked
pardon me. I'm sorry. I thought you said somebody different.
No.
So guess what?
Chuck Dixon.
Boom, not Jamie.
So
Keep her
let's
headband at
just
home.
remove the Jamie comment from the record, and we're all good.
It's
My
a stretch.
apologies. Kevin, I thought you said somebody different.
Nope.
Next, he's gonna be like, "And my artist is different, Scott McDaniel."
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, my artist is different. It's actually Greg Land. Greg Land.
Okay,
He did Birds of Prey. He did JLA. He did some the New Titans annuals and stuff like that, and a lot of Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Nightwing.
So I'm the one that's out on the island this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan is the Jamie of tonight.
Yeah.
One is the loneliest number.
Yeah. Well,
get used to it. That's my life.
Dan, then get the bandana, get the shirt, and you can have the title.
Yep.
All right,
No
Jamie.
one can take my title.
Yeah, Jamie, since this was your character, do you have your interesting fact of the night or trivia question to hit us
Yes,
with?
I do.
It is.
And do me a favor, guys. Remember the answer for your answers for after the show, because I got something in my mind for it.
Ooh, okay.
Something a little fun, but that'd be off camera.
Right.
So, over the years, Dick Grayson has gone by many different aliases. You've had Robin, Nightwing. You've had Grayson himself. I mean, you've had him as Batman and so much more. But I'm going to play like this. Do you know there is one other alias that he went by in 2001 for one issue? What was the character's name?
Nope, I have no idea.
It was a pre-shadowing of Rick Grayson.
No. And this was by
Rock?
Chuck Dixon.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah. And Scott McDaniel.
Oh, huh.
Was it Rock? Was it Rock?
Why do I not?
No,
Why do I
it's
not
not
know
Rock.
this then?
Okay, I'll give you some backstory to it if that might help.
All right.
Okay, so in this one shot, or it's basically a one shot for it, Dick Grayson is framed for murder before this happened, and Batman forced him to give up his name and persona as Nightwing, and he adopts a new heroic identity.
I
got
don't
me.
know. Yeah.
I'm stumped, but I also kind of feel like when you say it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah.
I've got the same feeling.
Yeah.
You guys give?
Yep,
Yeah,
we
you
did.
got me.
All right, the target.
No, I never
Nope.
would have guessed.
Really?
That was a good one.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that either.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I can pull this up for you guys.
The human target?
Nope, just the target. Give me 1 second, and I'll get this right up for you guys to see, because I didn't know this, but then I reread the second volume, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to get this issue, because I was reading about it, and I didn't understand what was going on.
I've never seen that. I just got to Google it. Yep. Nightwing the Target.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't remember that at all. One issue. Man.
So
One issue. What happened? Do you know what happened to it?
yeah, he finally cleared his name, and then by the end, and then after that, was able to come back as Nightwing.
Very good.
So
Very good. All right, guys.
your audio's out, Kev.
Guys, this is a great episode, guys. All good stuff, good readings, good covers, everything good all around. Good job, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap this sucker up. What's up? What's up?
Real fast,
Yep.
Kevin, fix your audio.
Fix your audio.
No one can hear you.
Uh-oh. Fixing the audio. He's fixing
Technical difficulties here at the Codex Station.
I don't know why my audio
There we
keeps
go.
doing that. I'm sorry.
That's all
You're
right.
good.
That's all right.
So yeah,
All right. So we're wrapping up the issue. We're wrapping up the episode tonight. Nightwing. Very good guy. Good job, guys. I'm Sal the Slab Guy. You can, when I'm not on Codex Station, you can always find me on YouTube as under Sal's Comic Corner, and on Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. As always, I'm joined by Dan, the man Kelly. Tell me where you're at, Dan, and what you got going on.
Yep, just like it says below, you can find me on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. Check out the pinned post that's at the top of my page for hitting 600 followers. I'm doing a free commission giveaway, art or music. So just go leave a comment on the post and you'll be entered, and I will draw the winner on Wednesday and announce it on there, and then I'll contact the winner to see what they want. So,
Awesome.
yep, and beside me is this guy.
What's going on, everybody? I created a group over on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, Dan, called Comic Character of the Day, where we post a different character and all sorts of other veritable cornucopia of nerdy goodness. We'd love to have you come over and check us out and join us and become part of our family. With that being said, Jamie, take us on home, my brother.
yes, guys. If you haven't already done it, go check out the codexstation.com, your one-stop shop for everything Codex. Get some merch, meet the team, let us know what you like, don't like, and much, much more. Where you can find all of our links listed down at the bottom, so you don't miss out on any of this content we're putting out for you. And as always, guys, you never know what anyone's going through out there. You never know what battle they're fighting. So making someone smile can change the course of their life. So always be kind. And we will see you all in the next one.
Take care, guys.
Have a great night.
Thank you.